Praise the Lord, I'm probably about 80% better.
Amen.
Yeah, and that's a huge step. Like literally days ago, I could hardly walk, and made a journey over to Boise, and went literally to the world's premier top spinal institute. It was run by a chiropractor, researcher, lecturer, author, taught in most of the chiropractic colleges, and they gave me a lot of good stuff to work on. I thought I was doing it right, but obviously I could do better. Came back, started doing it, and literally, immediately, was off to the races. So, at any rate, I'm just happy to be alive and breathing and healthy, and be here with you guys tonight. How many of you guys want to learn how to lose weight, feel great, and have your healthiest year ever? Turn to your neighbor and say, "I do."
I do.
Turn to your other neighbor and say, "That's me."
That's me.
Awesome. All right, so we're gonna have some fun tonight. My name's Dr. Yacto. I see some guests out there, and if this is your first time, congratulations. Baptism by fire. And for those of you guys who've been to more than one workshop, raise your hands if you've been to more than one workshop. Keep your hands up if you've been to 5 or more workshops, 10 or more workshops, 20 or more, 30 or more, 40 or more, 50. Okay, we can stop counting. Give them a big round of applause. So what you guys will learn is you're going to get some life-changing information tonight. When you start coming to workshops, it's almost like a Pringles potato chip. Once you get one, you just can't stop coming. You'll always learn something new, something different, and you may see the same titles, but a lot of the stuff changes. The research changes, I change, the way we look at things changes, and we're all learning and growing. And so that's our commitment to constant, never-ending improvement. So next month we have a great workshop coming up. It's actually anti-aging and detox. How many of you guys would like to reverse the aging process? Yeah, let's turn the clock back. So many of you might be doing that now with your weight loss program or your chiropractic care, and we're just going to add some pepper and salt on that and spice it up a little bit more. So that's a really fun one. Many of you guys keep coming to workshops, and if you're an Elevation Health patient, just keep track of that, as we always do at the front. That's why we want you to sign in, because if you keep coming to the workshops and you come to 6 or more, you get 10% off of whatever continued plan that you have as far as maintenance or wellness. So please, up to 10%. Please keep track of that also. All right, so I thought this was funny. You see the guy holding the pill there, it looks like M&M's. He's like, "These aren't Weight Watchers pills. You've been reading them upside down." It took me a minute to get it, so I'll leave it up there if you want to mill over just a little bit, but it is pretty funny. So 30% of all adults and children are considered obese. 30% of our population right now is obese. And that just doesn't translate to feeling bad or feeling tired or having your pants get tighter. It translates to every degenerative disease known to man today. And that's 30% of our population and growing. 70% of all adults and children are actually overweight, and they're on their way to becoming obese. 1 out of every 5 American deaths are now associated with obesity. Obesity-related deaths include those from type 2 diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, liver disease, cancer disease, dementia, and depression. And many of you guys know, as we talked about previous workshops, that the reason for that is because the abnormal adipose tissue is hormonal in nature. It means it's a hormonal system in and of itself. And the #1 hormone that's generated by fat abnormal adipose tissue is cytokines. Cytokines drive what? Inflammation. Everybody say that again? Inflammation. Guess what causes all this junk that we take all our medications from? Inflammation. Yeah. So tonight, what we're going to talk about is anti-inflammatory nutritional strategies. We're going to talk about reducing inflammation, and we're going to talk about reducing abnormal fat from the standpoint of turning your body into a lean, mean, fat-burning machine. I'll give you all the tricks and tips for that. You have to also be aware of this, and this is true with any weight loss program. If you're on medications, depending on the medications, some of those prescriptions actually cause weight gain or a serious headwind in terms of you losing weight. And a lot of the depression drugs, antipsychotic medications, Zyprexa, Paxil, Depakote, things for seizures, bipolar disorder, Prozac, Remeron for depression, prednisone, cortisone, and any anti-inflammatory drugs that you get. Anti-inflammatory may sound good, but those steroid injections or steroid drugs actually cause you to pack on the pounds. Thorazine, Allegra, breathing problems, diabetes, insulin, Lopressor for blood pressure, atenolol for blood pressure. So if you're taking this stuff and you're having trouble losing weight, or you're not losing weight as fast or as easy as you'd like, understand that this is part of the equation. When I sit down with somebody at a weight loss consultation, that's the first thing that I look for. If they're on medications and how many, and I can pretty much predict what the future of that weight loss program is going to look like. So the sooner that we can reduce and get off these, the better. Weight gain and cancer, if you didn't know, that pretty much every cancer that you would ever think of or know of or be aware of can be traced back to obesity. Breast cancer, colon and rectum, uterine, esophageal, kidney, pancreas, gallbladder, liver. Again, all traceable back to obesity. Liver, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, multiple myeloma, cervical cancer, ovary cancer, prostate cancer. All increased with the increase of belly fat and obesity and adipose tissue. Your visceral fat is the fat around your organs. It's the fat tucked under your rib cage that you can't see. It's around your gallbladder, your liver, your heart. That's the most dangerous fat. And when you've got that going on and that going off the charts, you don't know it. And the most dangerous thing is it's increasing the risk of this growing in different areas of your body. So again, I mean, we want to look good and feel good and all that's good, but we're talking about your health right now. And the more fat that we got, the more, the bigger we get here, it directly translates to everything that you're seeing up here. Okay, so we're going to talk about 5 keys tonight to unlocking fat storage, fat burning, fat metabolism. Number 1 is cellular detoxification. Does anybody know why detoxification is important? What does toxins have to do with fat?
Your fat is your protection against the toxins.
Very good. I don't know if you guys heard what he said. Toxins they're very dangerous. They cause cancer and all types of mayhem in your body. And your body is actually smart, it's intelligent, and it makes more fat to actually sequester those toxins from your body. So the more toxic your body is, the more your body makes more fat to protect the rest of your body from it. It's a protective mechanism. So if you want to lose fat, you got to lose what? Toxins. One doesn't happen without the other. You pull the toxins out at a cellular level. Colon cleanses are a good idea, but it doesn't get down to the cellular level. So we're talking about a different detox. The next thing is hydration. What we know now about weight loss, I've really known for a long time, and that is if you're dehydrated, your body will never let go of fat. Your body becomes acidic in the absence of good hydration. An acidic medium slows the cells down, causes inflammation, and causes your body to make more abnormal fat to protect your body from the acidic medium inside of your body. Your body's supposed to be slightly alkaline. That's one thing. The other thing is that even though you're drinking a lot of water maybe, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's getting into the cells. So your cells literally could be shriveled up while you're drinking all kinds of water. You're just really passing it out and washing out all the good trace minerals. So when you actually start to hydrate properly by drinking like up to half your body weight in fluid ounces, adding good salts to your diet like pink salt. How many of you guys use pink salt? Excellent. I love it, I'm addicted to it, and it's the best thing to get addicted to because it won't drive your blood pressure up. Number 1, it's not superheated like all the other salts, so it still has all the trace minerals. Now something that's that good, that rich in trace minerals, when you put it on all your foods, it helps your body soak up all the water, or actually the cells soak up the water and helps with hydration. When body hydration goes up, body fat percentage goes down. Always inversely proportional. So that's a little trick you can take to the bank with you. Stay well hydrated if you want your body to let go of the fat. Next thing is you got to balance your hormones and your neurotransmitters. Your hormones and your neurotransmitters control your metabolism. Your hormones and your neurotransmitters control what?
Metabolism.
Your metabolism. Okay? How many of you guys know people that they can eat whatever they want and they're skinny like a rail?
Yeah.
It's frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you and I, we may look at food and pack on the pounds. That's your metabolism. You can't change your metabolism just by thinking about it. You have to change your metabolism by changing your hormones and your neurotransmitters. So I'm going to talk to you about how to do that as well. Vitamin and mineral supplementation. Obviously, if there's a mineral deficiency or a trace mineral deficiency or a vitamin imbalance, you've got to plug up the leaky holes so your body can work properly with that. And last but not least, proper nerve supply. Your nerve system is supreme in terms of coordinating and controlling all functions in your body. It controls your detox organs. It controls your reproductive organs. It controls your thyroid. It controls your adrenal glands. It controls your hormones, your neurotransmitters. Your nervous system controls everything. So I'm going to talk to you about a lot of stuff tonight, but if your nerve system is malfunctioning, none of any of the other stuff really matters. So we have to put it all together properly, each in its particular place. So the body uses fat to store toxins, just as you said. There's a strong link between losing fat and losing toxins. To get rid of toxins, you have to get rid of the fat. So where are the toxins? Where do they come from? Everywhere. Most of us think, well, it's just the pollution, the environment. You remember seeing the Cherokee Indian with the crying, looking over? There was a 1970s commercial. You guys remember that? I know I'm dating myself. But it's like, people would throw garbage outside, and you see the smoke, and you're like, oh, our world, our Earth is going to hell in a handbag. It's going to pot. Well, that's the least of our problems now. With the bisphenol that they put in plastic that disrupts hormones. It causes estrogen to go crazy. It causes cancer. That's in all the plastic products. What you cook with, in the Teflon, when that thing starts to smoke, little birds, they fall over in their cages and die because it's so toxic. They tell you that. Little finches and parakeets, if they're anywhere near Teflon pans and you're cooking with them, that's how toxic they are. They're going to die. What you wash your clothes with, what you wash your dishes with, your toothpaste, your shampoo, every product that you buy, unless you intentionally buy something that when you look on the ingredients, if you don't see that it's all natural, you're putting cancer-causing toxins into your body. And because that's the world that we live in, it's literally a toxic soup. We've got more going in than your body can actually go out. Your body was designed with detox systems. It knows how to pull the garbage out. It's doing it right now as we talk about this. The problem is again, if you got more going in faster than you can get it out, you become a toxic burden. You start getting symptoms: depression, fatigue, abnormal menstrual cramps, foggy-headedness. All types of different health problems, which are chemically based. They come from a chemical problem. So again, as I always say, the question isn't, are you toxic? The question is, how toxic are you? And so if you're not regularly detoxing, doing something on a daily basis, on a low, mild level, even if something as simple as just making sure that you're drinking a lot of good, clean, pure water, in addition to other detox things, we got to talk about that too. So sodium lauryl sulfate, if you haven't heard of this, that's the sudsing agent that you find in your shampoo and your soap. Anything that causes bubbles. Toothpaste, you'll see SLS. Okay, shown to cause cancer in laboratory animals. Mercury, what'd they tell you? Don't ever break a thermometer. Your mother told you never play with mercury. Why? It'll go to your brain. We know mercury's not good for us. Lead, petroleum, so antibacterials, formaldehyde, what they embalm dead people with. These are the typical phthalates. These are the typical things in nearly 900 different chemicals that they put in cosmetics that you put on your skin and in your mouth and on your hair every single day. Now, all of that, your epidermis, I mean, you guys have heard of your epidermis. Yeah. Turn to your neighbor and say, your epidermis is showing. Your epidermis has holes in it, okay? Transdermal means that it goes through your skin. Okay, so all of this stuff is going through your skin. It's going into your body, these cancer-causing toxins, when you put it on your skin. Why would we not want to get something that's safe and natural if we're going to put it on our skin? What's on the outside is going in on the inside, whether we like it or not. So we want to be intentional about this. All of these products, you can get alternatives, which are much, much safer. Then we have toxins that are in our foods, and we wouldn't normally think about it, but let's start with the chemical soup that we actually put into our mouth. Because the food industry said it was a good idea, or we just got hypnotized by watching the TV. Like this, like Quaker. How many of you guys, when you see the Quaker hat and the guy there, you're like, oh, that's good for me, right? That's good. Oatmeal, good. Well, you look on the box on the side of this, and you'll see 50 words that you can't pronounce. Ingredients that are all trans fats, hydrogenated, artificial flavor this, artificial flavor that. The majority of it is what? Sugar, chemicals. It's a chemical soup. No different than all these diet foods, you know, like lean cuisine. Oh, I'm going to lose weight. I may as well get something like that. It's made by a diet company, right? Again, a chemical soup. What do chemicals do to your hormones and your neurotransmitters? Throw them out of whack. And what we say that affects? Your metabolism. So you may think you're counting calories and losing a couple of pounds here and there, but you're slowing your metabolism down in the process. So long term, you're making the underlying cause of it what? Worse. So we have to stay away from all these chemicals. Now, and a lot of this, again, is deceiving. It goes under the radar, like Weight Watchers. Same thing. Chemicals. Pop secret. Oh, popcorn. It's low fat. Trans fats, guys. This stuff, you know, obviously, they're little things. Only a cracker. It's only 25 calories. So I'll just have one. It's not the calories. When it breaks down into sugar, because it's white, flour enriched, where does insulin go? Right up. When insulin goes up, fat storage turns on and fat burning turns off. So anything that's white, flour enriched, bleached, cookies, sugar. What is this? Sugar. What is this? Sugar. What do they give to my kids in church? Sugar. Crystal Light. Sugar. Well, it's a sugar alternative, but it's aspartame, which is worse than sugar. It causes cancer in laboratory animals. Any of those things that they put, like Diet Coke, Splenda, Sweet and Low, the green packet, the pink packet, the yellow packet. That's the worst of the worst. You may as well have the white stuff. You won't die as early. This stuff will put you 6 feet under a lot faster. So anytime you see diet foods, beware. Buyer beware. That is the worst of the worst. So, and then on top of that, we've got, you know, be very, very careful, guys. So for those of you who are really on the ball and you're going to restaurants and you're at least aware enough to ask the waiter, can I get the extra virgin olive oil? How many of you guys do that? Because you know olive oil is healthy. Did you ever look at the oil when they bring it and look at the color of it and maybe suspect that it's not olive oil? What do they do? What do they put in there to save money? Vegetable oil. Yeah. And I catch at least half the time when they bring it over, it's vegetable oil, if not the majority of the time. And when you're using vegetable oil, what is that? Trans fat. Yeah. So you're trying to do a good thing, but you got to stand guard at the gate, and you got to protect what crosses the threshold of your mouth. So these are just a few of the things. Any questions on that? It kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, good. All right, so with all these different toxins and stuff that have been in our bodies recently, years, decades, again, this is one of the things that I recommend doing. If you've never done it before, you want to boost your body's detox system. Now, you've got a lot of different detox pathways in the body, you know, through your liver, your kidneys, and there are certain vitamins and minerals and precursor that your body needs to support those organs. All right, so typically speaking, the most important components to support your detox organs and the detox pathways, there's a whole biochemical process that goes on with this. You have to have these two things. It's N-acetylcysteine, which increases the production of glutathione, which is the master antioxidant in your body, which goes around and mops up all the junk and is a recycler for all the other antioxidants in your body. So this is the big guy right here. It's been said by many leading experts, how long you live is determined by how well your body can make glutathione. That's how important it is. There are a lot of medical doctors that I've read their articles, their publications, and you know, they have a focus and a specialty in health and wellness like I do, like what we're talking about. And they have always said the same thing, that the people that they've had under their care, that they take care of with cancer, dementia, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, their heart patients, all the worst diseases in their body, every single one of them always had a deficiency of what? Glutathione. The easiest way to boost your body's supply of glutathione is eating cruciferous vegetables, which will help with the N-acetylcysteine. The problem with cruciferous vegetables, if you're on the Nutrimos program, like I was, when I was losing a pound a day, 2 pounds a day, broccoli was at the bottom of my list. Turns out it took me out of fat burning because it has a hormone that takes you out of fat burning. And I didn't know that. So that's the only thing. You don't want to go too ballistic on the cruciferous vegetables because they have hormones that take you out of fat burning. So that's why this is important, to make sure that you get a good supply of that. Alpha lipoic acid also increases glutathione. That's why I take this. I do this at least once every quarter. I get a jar. They're individual packets, especially if you travel. They're great. But it's a 30-day supply. You go through that, at least you've done some sort of deep level cleanse, pulling the junk out of your cells. And then again, I think it's a good idea, because you're not pulling yourself out of the toxic environment. I think it's a good idea that you do it on a regular basis. All right, proper hydration. There's an old saying, when the fish is sick, change the what? Water. Yeah, so our bodies, many of us, again, the internal ecosystem that we've created by either intentionally or unintentionally abusing ourselves nutritionally and with our lifestyle, is we've got a lot of work to do. We've got a lot of cleaning up to do. And your body is made up mostly of what? Water. Yeah, so you've got to always intentionally be gently saturating your system with clean, pure, filtered water. And that's what your body needs, just like a fish in there. You know, look how happy that fish is. All of your organs are bathed in that. And the lymph fluid, which is highly dependent on your immune system, fighting off colds, cancers. I mean, this is one of the easiest things that you can do. Just get in a habit of carrying a bottle. Half your body weight in fluid ounces. So how much do you weigh? Ring up that number in your head, divide it by 2, and that's the number of ounces that you want to drink. So for me, if I'm 200 pounds, half of that is 100, that would be roughly about 3 liters. If you work outdoors and you're sweating all the time, you probably want to drink more. If you're working out a lot, you probably want to drink an extra liter. So that's kind of how you gauge it. And you don't blow up like a blowfish. Okay? You know, it's not like you get too much water. You just pass whatever it is out. Who here knows what a good gauge is as far as whether or not you're well hydrated? By looking at your urine, yeah. If your urine is yellow, deep dark yellow, ooh, you're dehydrated. NG, not good. But if it's clear, that's a good sign. You're very, very well hydrated. Even my kids know that. So clean, pure, alkaline source is the best. Jim, you gave me this, right? So you see, I use your stuff. Yeah, after every workshop, he gives me something. So this kind of shows the spectrum on alkalinity versus acidic. So if you go out and go to 7-Eleven and you get yourself a bottle of Dasani, is that the best choice? Highly acidic. And your body's alkaline. It needs to be slightly alkaline. And we're thinking we're doing a good thing drinking water, but not all water is good for you. Bottled water, generally speaking, most of it is acidic. So Dasani, Aquafina, all those that come out of a soda plant, Coca-Cola namely. But when you go up in this range, over 7 is where you want to go with your water. Now it's really hard to identify these. You got to look, and very few of them actually have the actual pH on it. But Fiji, that's 7.3. You could take that to the bank. Voss is 7.6. Volvic is 7.5. Smart Water 7.6. Deer Park 7.8. Penta 7.8. Avion 7.9. So, you know, I was in the Publix, not the Whole Foods. What's the Publix? The Fresh Market today. And so they have all these there. And the thing that jumps out at me always is Fiji and Avion. So now, like, Avion is almost 8 pH. That's good for me. I'll just grab an Avion. And now I just want to try to make it simple for you guys. You don't have to, you know, read through every bottle. Just grab an Avion, you know. 8 pH, that's going to help you alkalize. A lot of the stuff that you're eating all day is acidic. And you want to start to balance out the equation. As your body becomes more alkaline, it'll let go of the fat. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about your hormones, because research says that your hormone production actually starts to decrease steadily after the age of 30, whether we like it or not. I remember, you know, I started working out when I was 14, and that's kind of one of the ways that I actually made my way into the chiropractic profession. I always loved working out. I used to go to the gym. I used to lift weights, and that was like my aspiration. My parents had me apply to different colleges. Most of my family members, my cousins and stuff on my dad's side, mom's side, are medical doctors. So all my parents always said to me, go to school, be a medical doctor. You know, they took me to all the Ivy League schools in Boston. They're like, you should apply here, you should apply there. And then I remember I was in my my junior year. I was a meathead. I loved the gym. I'd go there for like 2-3 hours. And I was really passionate about eating good and exercising. I read all of Arnold Schwarzenegger's books. And it's funny, I put a clip in here at the end, something inspiring for you guys with him, if you like Arnold. But my parents asked me what I want to do, what I want to major in, you know, is what kind of medicine do you want to major in? I'm like, you know, I tell you, I really like working out. I think I want to open up a gym. And I heard crickets there for quite a while. And my dad said, okay, so how are you going to do that? I'm like, well, you know, you're in business and you kind of know how that works. So I was thinking that you might be able to help me out. He's like, nothing doing here, son. The plan is for you to get an education, then you can see where to go from there. So right about then, I just took off for University of Florida, kept working out, actually had a car accident, and I couldn't walk. I badly injured my back. I got carried into a chiropractor's office. I walked out literally 45 minutes later. And I'm like, this is pretty cool. No drugs, no surgery. All has to do with structure and function, and that's how I went to chiropractic school. And, you know, so I don't know what that has to do with what I'm talking about right now. but there was a point to it. And I'm sure I'll circle back to it. But I enjoyed telling you the story. I hope you enjoyed it too. But there was a point to it. But the hormones has to do with working out. And the point that I was going to make, it just came to me, is that I've been working out 6 days a week since probably I was 14. But it didn't matter. I saw that as I got in my late 30s and early 40s, it really started to get a little blubbery here. And there really wasn't a whole lot I could do about it. I used to train and do marathons. I used to run a lot. And it was, even when I kept my weight down, it was still kind of blubbery here. So when the hormones go down, not a whole lot you can do about it, unless you can fix the hormones and fix your metabolism. And so I actually got help with that through the Nutrimos program, and I really learned a lot about that. It really did target all this abnormal fat. I'm not going to show you here now, but I can tell you that I have more of a six-pack now showing than I did when I was 18 and I worked out in the gym. So I'm okay with that. But what I'm trying to say is that there's not a whole lot you can do about your hormones going down until you can intentionally dial those in. So what's one of the ways that you could dial it in is doing something that'll increase your growth hormone, testosterone, estrogen, insulin, leptin. Can you increase those levels? Yes. Can you get testosterone shots? Yes. Yeah. I mean, this is what people do. They're doing commercials now on low T. Got low T? You see the guy driving in his Thunderbird and the nice cute girl right next to him, and you know they're appealing to our emotional side of things. But the reality is that we have low T mostly because of a sedentary lifestyle. When you don't use it, you what? You lose it. One of the ways that you can increase testosterone is burst training and weightlifting. And I'm not talking about throwing around tons of weight like you're going for Mr. or Mrs. Universe, but just something to get your heart rate up in a brief spurt. And so the science shows this and it supports this, that you can actually create more lean muscle mass with a 20-second burst at 80 to 90% of your maximum heart rate than if you can, just either weightlifting or like going for like a long jog. Like if you go for a long, slow jog with your heart rate at 60%, you'll be burning fat like while you're doing that exercise. But for the next couple of days, you're burning sugar. But if you do these bursts where like you go 20 seconds on, everybody stand up in your chair. No, don't stand on your chair. Stand up from your chair. All right, when I say go, I want you to run in place as hard as you can. 1, 2, 3, go. Hard as you can. Hard as you can. Hard as you can. Keep going. Keep going, you're doing great. Hands over your head. Woohoo! Go, 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 go. Come on, 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Okay, stop. All right.
One of the shoes
Go ahead and have a seat. Don't do the whole workout, but okay. So that was a burst. You do it 20 seconds on, and then you rest 20 seconds. So we would have just had a little power out there, and then I would say go and do it again, and then do that for 20 seconds, and then rest for 20 seconds, and then do it one more time. Go, and you can just run in place, arms up and down. I mean, you're getting your cardiovascular system going.
Yeah.
You're going all out. And what that does is it causes a surge and an increase in growth hormone and testosterone. And these are important things as far as fat burning goes. So you could trigger that within a short period of time. How long does 20 on, 20 off, 20 on, 20 off take? Yeah, I mean, and so what you do is you do one set there. If you're just starting, if you just want to do this, do one set. And then you'll do it every other day. That's all you got to do, every other day. Now, after your first week, you add another set. Okay, so then you'll rest 2 minutes after you do that cycle, and then do one more set. Okay? And then do that for a whole week. By the third week, you could probably do 3 sets. Take you 12 minutes, and that's going to target fat burning. You're burning sugar while you're actually doing it, but for the next 36 hours, because you've created a hormonal response, your body is burning fat. You see how that works? Completely contradictory to what we thought. But I mean, there's science out on this that's been out for many, many years. And so if you are on the Nutrimos program, it's actually in your book. But you only want to do it 3 times a week, and early morning is the best, because on an empty stomach in the morning, that's when your body is burning the most fat. So you can exercise really any time of the day, but to have the most leverage, return on investment, bang for the buck, best time is in the morning. If you want to have a cup of coffee, you can do that. Studies also show you'll burn more fat if you have a cup of coffee before you work out. It's thermogenic, so it'll assist. You don't have to if you don't like coffee, it's okay. I do, so I do it right before I work out. And so that's all I wanted to say about that. Any questions on the exercise part? Okay, is it good for your metabolism? Yeah, absolutely. But you don't need to do a lot. That's the whole thing. And you know what? You can get a whole body workout too. You don't have to just run in place and do all this. You could do push-ups for 20 seconds all out. You could do sit-ups for 20 seconds all out. You could do jumping jacks all out for 20 seconds. You can actually get a whole body workout just bursting like that. So it's very easy. You could do it anywhere. And you feel invigorated. It energizes you. It oxygenates you. Makes your body more alkaline, because oxygenation equals alkalinization. So, and you know, disease has a hard time thriving in an alkaline or a well-oxygenated environment. So this is a good plan for everybody here, at least 3 times a week. I mean, for us to not be able to do 12 minutes, you know, stick a little post note on your wall or whatever you want to do. But that's all we need. Choose better carbs. One of the things that I find easy about maintaining my weight is that I stay away from pasta, potatoes, white rice, white bread, all that stuff. And because what I found is that proteins, fruits, and vegetables keep my blood sugar level stable. This right here, this is the result of eating sugar, or anything that breaks down into sugar. Insulin goes up. It doesn't matter if it's a little piece of Lady Godiva chocolate, a Ritz cracker, a hamburger with a white bun, white pasta, anything. Insulin's going to go up to get that sugar into your cells. And when it does, the hormonal response is for you to store fat instead of burn it. So what I want to do is I want to keep this stable and level. And I do that from the get-go, from sun up till sundown. And the easiest way to do that is just to stay away from that junk. Just eat proteins, fruits, and vegetables. And your insulin levels stay steady all day long. And that's the healthiest thing that you can do to prevent disease also. Rye, wheat, bagels, cereals, oatmeal. That's right, oatmeal. Yes?
Is quinoa okay?
Quinoa, yes. Quinoa is more, it's more of a plant. So that's a great, so did anybody hear that, quinoa? Quinoa is more of a plant. So it's got a rice or a grain type of texture, but you get the benefit of keeping your sugar level stable.
It's got protein.
It's got protein, yeah. Absolutely, yeah. So all these things, again, let's get this out, because I know we're stuck on a lot of this stuff that we've carried from generations, that oatmeal. My grandmother used to stir it. One of my favorite bowls was grits. My grandmother used to make me hominy grits. And she put those cubes of sugar in there. It was all she could do to let me and my brother just get a meal in their breakfast. I love that stuff. But it's so bad, man. It's white. We're fine, you know? And then so I started eating the, I'm sorry, I'm losing friends. So I'm going down in this book. Now, so here's the deal. It's everything in moderation. I don't say stop this stuff. You can enjoy it, I say, you know, every once in a while, right? Every once in a while. But I'll tell you what, when I do have stuff that I know is not on my food plan, I go down. I go down for the count. Take me to Carlos and Pepe's or what's the La Bamba down here, and I'll have my pollo a la plancha, the chicken breast, and if I have those rice and beans, I'm in a coma the rest of the night. Literally, I can't even follow a movie. I'm watching the movie. It's like my brain just stops working. So, so you know, if you enjoy it, just be aware of your physiology after that stuff. For some people, you're more sensitive than others. I just know how much better I feel without that in my body now. Proteins, fruits, and vegetables, that's enough. That's all you need. It's the easiest thing for you to do to keep your weight down. Stay away from corn, genetically modified. Same thing with barley. All this stuff that you heard was healthy, it might be healthy. It might have health benefits, but it's still not fat burning. It still causes weight gain. Avoid anything that's white, bleached, flour enriched, or has added sugar. No pasta, rice, potatoes, or breads of any kind. Again, not every day. If you want to have it at a party, once every blue moon, again, you know, we can enjoy life every once in a while. It's fine. Yeah. Freshly popped popcorn. That's a great question. Freshly popped popcorn. You know what? That's probably a better snack than having something like Ritz crackers or something that's hydrogenated. There's no fat in it, no calories, but it's corn. It's not the best thing, but it's a low fat, low calorie, easy, you know, thing. Yeah. Well, the butter is good. The butter is fat burning. How many of you guys know that real butter is fat burning? How many of you guys, since our last workshop, started putting real butter in your coffee? Woo! I love it. Okay, how about coconut oil in your coffee? Anybody try that? I just had that today. All fat burning. So when you start learning the tricks of the trade, guys, it'll become easier and easier. That's why you want to keep coming back to these workshops. Okay? You didn't know that. I see. I'm hearing that. I'm hearing that from people who have been to 10 workshops already.
Since I'm on the program, I can't have it.
No,
so I can't do
raise your hand if you're on the Nutrimos program. Okay, no for you. No butter, no coconut oil, none of that stuff. Take notes though. Take notes though. After day 40, yes, now you can apply everything we're talking about. Okay, so this is your plan for life moving forward. But not yet, not until the 40 is up. Eliminate all high sugar fruits like bananas, grapes, pineapples, mangoes. Oh my gosh, my mango tree. Going down. No. And again, you want to cut it up, have a little piece, that's cool. But every day, this is not the fruit of choice. I have fruit every day. The fruits that I have every day are the lowest sugar fruits. Granny Smith apples, blackberries, blueberries, boysenberries, raspberries, strawberries. I have that with 2 big tablespoons of almond butter and a protein shake in the morning. And then I'll have an apple. You guys see me running around with my green apple. I have that right around 10 o'clock every day. So I'll have a lot of fruit, but it's the low sugar fruits. Do I have bananas and oranges? Of course I do. Yeah, but I don't have it as regularly as the other ones. So I want to keep those insulin levels what? Stable, yeah. So proteins, fruits, and veggies are what? Enough. That's it. That's all you need. Big body, small brain. The bigger a person's belly, waist to hip ratio, the smaller the person's memory center. The hippocampus.
I don't have one.
Plays a critical role in your memory, and its function is to 100% dependent on its size. As your hippocampus shrinks, your memory declines. So this is a real study. They found that the bigger your belly is, your hip to waist ratio, the higher your risk for small strokes in the brain, also known to be associated with declining brain function. So a lot of other studies have confirmed that for every excess pound put on the body, the brain gets a little smaller. It's true. It's true. It's sad, but it's true. Journal Lancet Diabetes and Endocrinology, a prominent medical journal, said there was a study comparing young men and women of healthy weights to young obese individuals. They found that those who were overweight lost about 8.4 years off their life if they were men and 6.1 years off their life if they were women, on average. So it dramatically reduces an individual's life expectancy. They said BMI score, body mass index, which is the height-weight ratio, if you're 35 or more, was considered to be severely obese, and it shaved between 1 and 8 years off their lives. Even if you're overweight, if you have a BMI score of 25 to 30, it's not technically considered obese, but it lost up to 3 years off their lives. So again, as we pack it on more and more, the span of our lives gets less and less. How many of you guys know what your BMI is? Okay. If you don't, there's an easy way to find out. We have one of these. It's a Tanita scale. When you step on, it measures your BMI. See how this is red over here, over 30? Means that's the highest risk for heart disease, cancer, diabetes. It's got to be below that. The body fat percentage, all of this is what the study was referring to. If it's over that, that was the study that they showed dramatically shortens your life expectancy. If you're in this range, all you have to do is step on that scale, and it wirelessly transmits this report. We print it out, and it shows you all these things: your body water percentage, your visceral fat, the fat around your organs, your metabolic age. You may be 50 years old, but you may have the metabolism of an 80-year-old. So the computer prints out all these things. So with the Nutrimost program, we look at where you're starting with that, and then all those things we're able to dramatically affect. Basically, we're gonna offer you the opportunity to apply what we're talking about with different supplements and stuff like that. But what's unique about the Nutrimost system is it uses resonant frequency technology. Everything in life has a resonant frequency. So when you put your hand on the scanner, basically your body is telling the computer exactly what it's deficient in or what's out of balance. And then the computer plugs in the supplements through this resonant frequency of the supplements, taps into your body to determine if it's biologically preferred. And we can come up with a formula, basically, that's the perfect fat-burning supplemental formula, which is customized to an individual, which targets abnormal fat, fixes the metabolism, fixes the hormones. And that's how we make the results permanent, because it's customized. So basically, this is like what drives 90% of the program, those little drops, which it's not HCG, it's not hormones, it's not amphetamines. There's nothing in these drops except the resonant frequency, the vibrational frequency of the supplements. And when you put that in water and you drink it, your body thinks that it's taking the supplements even though it's not, but it brings you into fat burning. And it keeps you in fat burning all day long. So it's completely 100% totally personalized based on everybody's individual biochemistry. So, and this is what the results are. It's a big result in a short period of time.
Hello, my name is Tim Kennedy. In the first 40 days of this program, I lost 35 pounds, exactly where I wanted to be. I got off my blood pressure medicine, I got off my cholesterol medicine, and I got off my heartburn medicine. And I feel wonderful.
Thank you. I bet you can't guess where he's from. Maybe the Bronx?
Yeah.
Laurel, there you go. Oh!
Okay, hi, my name's Laurel, and today's date is 4/16 of 2015. I've been on this Nutrimost program for the last 40 days, and I've lost 20 pounds. 20 pounds which I have not been able to do over years. So, and I feel great. So everybody, try it. It's great. Thank you.
Everybody give Laurel a big hand. I know you've been to so many workshops and doing this stuff for a long time, but I was really glad you had that breakthrough. That's awesome. So, but at any rate, if that's something that you're interested in, if you wanted to have that body composition analysis, go to this website right here, 954thin.com, and you can book online an appointment here in the office. And normally it's $99, but it's $27 if you want to do that. If you're an active Elevation Health patient, we waive that for you. But for anybody else, it's only $27, and we sit down with you, we go over all that consultation and review your goals. 954thin.com. Just write it down, and you can go in there and whenever you'd like to do that. All right, so I want to take a brief intermission because the mind can only absorb what the seat can endure, as I always say. My dynamic staff, please come on up. Everybody give them a big hand. The first award that we're going to recognize people for is for perfect adjustment attendance. These are for people who never ever miss appointments. Phenomenal, phenomenal results that we're seeing on their x-rays. We love that. We love to see people get great results. So when I call your name, please stand up and give them a big round of applause for perfect adjustment attendance, Babette Hensley, Scott Boyd, and Ellery Beasley. Everybody give them a big round of applause. Okay. And then this one is for 6 or more workshops. And these are for people who have been to 6 or more workshops. This is your core 4. I told you that. It's Elevation Health University. Everybody's been enrolled. So here's your degree, your core 4 degree. Presenting to Linda Wisniewski. Everybody, where's Linda? I just saw you here. Linda, there you are. Everybody give her a big hand. And Grace and Kelly. Where's Grace? Where's Grace? Grace, where's Grace? Where was she? There you are. Everybody give her a big hand. Awesome. Okay, so if everybody can just stand up and turn to the person on your right. And we're going to do our traditional massage. Go ahead and grab the shoulders and squeeze. Get all that stress out. Get all that stress out. Good job. All right, karate chop. Ian, you remember how to do this, right? Good, good. Love your neighbor. Turn around and love your other neighbor. Awesome. Good. Massage, massage. All right, karate chop. Good, get that stress out.
Are you de-stressed?
Excellent. Good job. Give yourselves a round of applause. Good job. Come down. My back. My back. I'm not normal right now.
You didn't throw it with your back. You threw it with your arm.
Okay. Got a couple more things and we'll finish up. All right, so remember I talked about function, proper nerve supply. So with the core 4, we talked about fitness, nutrition. You guys learned a lot tonight, but I told you it's all worthless without a properly functioning spine and nerve system. The way to accelerate fat loss, and I've seen this time and time again with people on weight loss programs, and then we just start moving bones in their spine, and all of a sudden the floodgate opens. And that's because the nerve channel's open. And then we release proper nerve supply to all the fat-burning organs, and they start clicking and firing on all cylinders. Things start happening a lot more quickly. And that's really been a breakthrough for a lot of people. Your nervous system is clearly, you could see this is an anatomical nerve chart. It's what's pretty much probably hanging in every medical doctor's office, probably every doctor you've ever been to. You can see how the organs are supplied by nerves. And everything in your body works because of this information superhighway system, of which intelligence utilizes to control the functions of all these organs independently on any given time, any given moment. Your heart's beating, your lungs are breathing, your stomach's digesting food, your body's making trillions of cells on a moment-to-moment basis. Something that educatedly we could never do, or any doctor. But the same amazing intelligence that made your body is what utilizes this nerve system to communicate and keep it functioning and well and everything working the way it's supposed to. And you can see how every nerve branches off and controls a different organ. And so like in the bottom here, there are nerves that branch off and go to your reproductive organs. And if your reproductive organs aren't working properly, you get painful irregular periods, miscarriages, frequent urination, bladder problems. It can throw your hormones out of whack and cause you to gain weight. Right here, also fat-burning organs. These nerves go to your adrenal glands. Your adrenals are what control stress. You know, if you're constantly stressed out, cortisol goes up, that's a hormone. And that causes fat storage. If you don't control your cortisol levels, you're going to keep gaining weight. And if this is not regulated properly because of a loss of nerve supply, you have those problems. Liver, right? We talked about that. Your liver, your detox organs, your thyroid gland, your thyroid regulating metabolism. So all these fat-burning organs need what? Proper nerve supply. We have this thing called subluxation, which again, you know, if I had a nickel for every person that I check their spine and they sit in front of me, they're like, how come I don't feel that? Their spine looks like this. Nerves are being strangulated as they exit between the bones in the back. And I'm telling them that the spine's been like that for 10 or 20 years. They're like, how come I don't feel anything? That's strange. Like, how come I don't feel anything? You know, it's, why would you feel anything? You don't feel anything when you first get cancer. You only feel it when? After you've had it there for 10 years. That's when a mammogram shows cancer. That's like saying, well, a dentist says, you got a cavity, right? There's a hole in your tooth. I don't feel it. Okay, leave it there. We're going to let your tooth rot out. It's the same type of thing with your spine. People don't get that. They think that they have to feel pain to have a problem in their back. But that's not true. Most of these nerves are not pain sensitive. And The University of Colorado found this in 1970. They found that the weight of a dime on one of these nerves was that little amount of pressure was all it took to shut the nerve supply down through there by 50% in 3 minutes. Now, if your adrenal glands are functioning at 50%, how do you think that's going to affect your fat burning system? Yeah, if your thyroid's functioning at 50% nerve supply, do you think that might slow your thyroid down and affect your metabolism? Yeah, but it's probably the last place people would look. And then they come in here for weight loss, we get this checked, and boom, open up the floodgates, and everything turns on. And it's not just for weight loss people, everybody. Who do you know that needs to have the one system that controls everything in your body? Who do you know that believes that that should be functioning at 100%? Everybody? Yeah. It doesn't matter if you eat good and exercise. If the system that's regulating all that has dysfunction or disharmony, disease, it's not communicating properly, then there's going to be a problem there. So one of the ways that we detect that, again, in the absence of pain, is with objective testing. Thermography, very simple. You just roll that up the surface of the spine, and it shows us where there's inefficiency of the musculoskeletal system to work in a balanced fashion. If your spine's out of alignment, I'll feel spasm, I'll feel dysfunction in the spine, and it'll come up on the scan. Again, you may or may not feel discomfort in the back, but it'll come up on the scan and in a test. Same thing with your neck. You see the red and the orange? That indicates where the problems are. Whether you feel pain or not, if you're losing normal nerve supply in those areas, organs are being affected. And it's only a matter of time until there's some sort of problem. It all depends on how long and how well your body can deal with that dysregulation before the bottom falls out and you have a crisis. That's kind of how the body works. Now, you compare that with this. What is that? Worse or better? Better, much better. So again, in the absence of symptoms, if that doesn't necessarily indicate health, what else do we have to use? And that's objective criteria, which is thermography and x-rays. So the testing doesn't lie. And we don't guess, we test. Especially if your health in your life and your neurology depends on it, which has supremacy over all functions of health in your body. So that's why we use this stuff. Now, if you're sitting here and you've never had your spine checked and you don't feel anything, great. But if what I said made sense and you'd like to get that checked, there's a way that we can do that for you. We have a gift waiting for you over at the table there. Dr. Denson, where are you? Are we set up there? Do we have something for the guests? Okay. See Dr. Denson at the end of the talk tonight, and she's going to give you a health pass, a coupon, to have that evaluation done. If you have fatigue, tiredness, insomnia, poor sleep, chronic colds, flus, these are a lot of the most common signs and symptoms of a malfunctioning nerve system. Sinus trouble, allergies, pain, numbness, weakness, headache, brain fog, poor digestion, and depression. If you have a lot of these symptoms, these are very, very common symptoms of when your spine is out of its normal position and the neurology actually becoming distorted and dysfunctional. Again, if you don't have any symptoms, it's fine. It doesn't matter. Either way, if you'd like to get a checkup, just let us know. And again, we have a gift for you to take care of that and help you out. See them at the end tonight. Let's wrap up with proactive strategies, foods that help incinerate fat. Raise your hand if you'd like to be a lean, mean, fat-burning machine all day long. Yeah. Okay. So, here's how we do that. Again, we talked about butter. And, where does butter go appropriately besides coffee?
To cook eggs.
To cook your eggs. Very good, right?
On your steak?
On your steak. Very good. Yeah, I got my T-bone last Friday. Always ask for an extra order of butter. More butter. Lather it on. Put it on all your vegetables whenever you can. And again, you're going to get more of a fat burning effect on this. Is extra virgin olive oil good? Yes. But the butter and the coconut oil are utilized more like a sugar. It doesn't break down to sugar, but it has a better fat burning effect on your body. So olive oil is definitely fat burning, but more bang for the buck. The butter and the coconut oil when you can do that. So definitely use olive oil also. You can use that when you cook. I'd rather have olive oil on my salads than coconut oil, personally. Don't want to put butter on my salads. So this is it. This is my thing of choice. Maybe a little touch of vinegar. But vinegar is acidic, so I don't like to put a lot of that on there. The thing to keep your salads alkaline, extra virgin olive oil is alkaline, is lemons and limes. Freshly squeezed lemons and limes, which is an easy way to alkalize your water also, if you're sitting at a restaurant. So we want to do that. Green tea, very, very thermogenic, very fat burning, green tea. You can use green tea extract. One of the things that I got from the Nutrimos program is the green tea ND. And it's an extract, a green tea extract. Just literally a quarter of a teaspoon, I put that in a liter, and that's all you need. And I slug that, and that's my green tea for the day. And again, highly thermogenic, fat burning. We said coffee is fat burning, olives obviously, almonds, eggs, avocados, the good healthy nuts like walnuts, cocoa, believe it or not. Cocoa is thermogenic. Chocolate has fat burning effects. Now, in moderation. Hold on. Okay, moderation, John. Don't go overboard with this, but cocoa in and of itself, that's real, pure, 100% pure chocolate, which is, you know, it's the more expensive kind, but it's, again, a little bit, has fat burning effects.
I thought coffee was acidic.
Coffee is acidic. You're absolutely 100% right. However, it's thermogenic. So that's a good point that JC breaks up. Coffee's acidic. Yes, if you're trying to maintain good alkalinity, and if you do the workout in the morning with the coffee, then immediately you want to start making sure that you alkalize on that. Have your green tea, have lots of water, you know, have a good alkaline breakfast. So it's all in balance. Yep. So instead of the green tea, instead of the coffee, you can do tea. You can do herbal tea, and so that'll work also. So when you look at kale like that, a brain food, L-tyrosine, that's an amino acid that you can get from kale, turkey, eggs, cottage cheese, shrimp, mustard greens. These are all fat burning, and they're good fat burning. They're good for fat burning, and they're good for your brain. What's that?
What do you sweeten your coffee and tea with?
What is a natural, safe sweetener? Agave is okay. Stevia would really be the best choice. Yep. So did everybody get that? Turkey, eggs, cottage cheese, shrimp. Very high in L-tyrosine. Good for your brain and fat burning. Yes.
I'm not seeing any dairy. Can you put dairy in your coffee?
You can, but again, like JC was saying, it's a balance. Okay, just know what you're doing. If most of the day you're eating proteins, vegetables, fruits, low sugar fruits, a good strong base of vegetables and oils, like if that's the majority of your diet, if you have a cup of coffee and a little splash of half and half, I don't think that's going to kill you. I don't think that's going to sink you, honestly. Almond milk is a good choice. Coconut milk, yeah, these are good choices. But just understanding, you know, when you lay out the whole equation in front of you, you have to have more good than bad. That's all. Realistically, that's what our day looks like. So when I say 60% of your base, yeah, go ahead.
What about ginger tea?
Ginger tea? Yeah, that'll work. Nia? What's that? Shrimp? Yeah, seafood. What's that?
Iodine.
Yeah, iodine. Any of the bottom crawlers are going to be slightly acidic, but they're very low calorie. And if you're on a weight loss program, it'll be good for a short defined period of time. Seafood is super low in calories. Well, the cholesterol, let's talk about this, guys, because cholesterol, I want everybody to understand, you don't get high cholesterol from your food that you eat that's high in cholesterol. One doesn't cause the others. If you eat foods that are high in cholesterol, that have a high cholesterol content, you don't get high cholesterol from that. You guys got that? So it's okay. Okay, your cholesterol is going to be where it needs to be. And if you have high cholesterol, it's usually because your body is either acidic or it's under an inflammatory attack. And so when you start healing from the inside out with an anti-inflammatory diet, usually all that stuff settles out where it's supposed to be. So cholesterol is not a concern. In fact, I want everybody to know who's on cholesterol medication right now. There's not one shred of research or evidence to support the fact that cholesterol drugs prevent cancer, number one, and they do dramatically increase your risk of or the cholesterol drugs preventing heart attacks, they dramatically increase your risk of cancer and quadruple your risk of Alzheimer's disease. So the risk to reward is just not there. And so you got to understand that cholesterol does not cause heart attacks. It's inflammation. And remember, when you're eating proteins, fruits, and vegetables, you're eating a what? An anti-inflammatory diet. So all that stuff's going to come down where it's supposed to be anyway. And if your cholesterol is running 300, if mine was, I would not be worried. The higher your cholesterol, the lower your risk of cancer. And there's no indication that puts you at risk for a heart attack. Absolutely zero correlation. But if you have inflammation with high cholesterol, yes. Because that's what causes the oxidation of the cholesterol. But if you have no inflammation in your body and your cholesterol is high, you have nothing to worry about. We'll save that for another workshop. But back to this, what I want everybody to know, what a day in your life should look like, the vast majority of where your calories should come from is good fats and what? Greens. Good fats and greens. And you're going to get a lot of this, and you're going to have good fat with every single meal. You need to have fat with every single meal. A meal is not complete without fat. Again, not talking to my Nutrimost patients. Okay? After day 40. A meal is not complete unless you have good fat. Just remember, if you don't have fat, you're going to store fat. If you don't have good fats with your meals, that meal is going to turn to fat. So you got here your vegetables, your seeds, nuts, and then your protein sources up there, which you worry about least. So a day in my life, I wake up in the morning, I come out of the gym looking like this guy. Not. But I do look like this guy, sipping my shake. And so I'll roll out of the gym, and I'll make myself a shake. I'll have 2 scoops of this. I put in a glass like this big. I have a little bit of water, and then the rest is coconut milk. So fat, good fat in the coconut milk. And then I have 2 scoops of protein, or 1 scoop. I mix it up, drink it, and I put more water in, get another scoop, drink it. I take 2 scoops of almond butter, and make sure you get the almond butter that doesn't have the palm oil. If it's almond butter that you don't have to stir, you don't want to eat that. If it's hard, if it's solid at room temperature, it means it's got hydrogenated fats in it. So you want to get the almond butter, right, Mary? You want to get the almond butter that you have to stir. Okay. That's the one that you want. Otherwise, it's got the bad fats in it. Take 2 scoops of that almond butter. That's what I do. And then a big bowl of berries. So this morning I had blackberries and blueberries. And then while I'm getting in the shower, I'll take a scoop. I'll shower. I'll weigh myself. Get out of the shower. Take another scoop. Get dressed. Take another scoop. And I'm out the door. I'm done with my berries. That's my morning. So what do I have there? 20 grams of protein, a good bit of my fruit, my fiber. I got my good fats in there. And because that good fat has satiety value, or I'm satiated, I'm satisfied, I'm not hungry, and that's at 7 o'clock. I don't eat my apple until 10, so that's 3 hours later. And my stomach is flat, I feel light, I'm satisfied, I'm not heavy, my energy doesn't crash, I don't come down. And I'll just have that apple and I'll keep going until lunch, probably about 11:30, 12 o'clock. I'll have a big salad. And then on my salad, I'll have in there, spinach and lettuce and tomatoes and cucumbers and onions. Today I had the garbanzo beans and peppers, extra virgin olive oil generously all over it. I don't measure it. It doesn't matter. Just put it all on there as much as you like. You're not going to get fat from good fat. Okay? Put some lemon, lime on it. Okay? If you want to do a little pink salt on there, good. Be my guest. Also, I'll have either chicken or turkey on there, and that's my protein source. That's lunch. 3 hours later, I'll have another shake, another 20 grams of protein, and maybe a scoop of almonds. And I'll have that here. And then 6 o'clock rolls around, dinner time. Now here's something very important, guys. If you're eating dinner at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, and you're going to sleep like 10 or 10:30, and you haven't given your body a chance to digest that meal, that's a good recipe for storing fat. Okay, so one of the easiest things that you can do to get on a good fat burning program or weight loss program and get results is eat your last meal like no later than 6:30. Give at least 3 hours of digestion time before you hit the sack. And number one, you'll wake up a lot more rested, because if you're going to sleep on a full stomach, your body's not resting, it's digesting food. You'll wake up tired. Number one. Number two, that food turns to fat if you go to sleep on that stomach, that full stomach. So eat at a decent time. You know, you'll know by how hungry you are before you go to sleep. If you're hungry again, then just either eat a little later or you didn't have enough fat. So when I go home now, this is late for me. By the time I get home, I'm going to be having dinner probably 7:45. I don't like that. So I'll have a piece of fish, something real light, and maybe some green beans, and a big heaping scoop of butter. And that's it, I'm done. It's a very small portion. And then I'll be sleeping probably by 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'll probably be in bed. It's not my preferred, routine, but I'm at least aware that I want to have a smaller portion so I can function as a normal human being and not wake up and have my belt tight in the morning. So you can be aware of that. But again, going back to what I said, with every meal, make sure you have what? Fat. Make sure you have what? Fat. Good fat. Good fat, yeah. Not the bad fat. What's bad fat? Hydrogenated fat. Is steak bad fat? No. Steak is saturated fat, but half that fat is the same as monounsaturated. It's the same as extra virgin olive oil. So you'll get the same fat burning effects as having olive oil put on your food, and then you put the butter on top of your steak. You can do that. Now, grass-fed is the best, but with that being said, don't believe the old bunk. So you talk about dairy, eggs. Eggs are good. They're slightly inflammatory. Some people don't do well with them, but they're very high in protein, and they're very, very healthy. And they are fat burning. So eggs are a good source of protein. And they're okay to have for breakfast or any other meal. If you want, many nights we'll have scrambled eggs and vegetables. We'll make an omelet for dinner. So again, just make sure that you're getting good fat with every single meal, and that'll really help you guys. And so hopefully that's helpful for you. Okay, a couple of different fat-burning supplements. Again, if you're not on the Nutrimos program, you don't have an interest in that, you just want some general supplement recommendations, this is super easy. Appestation. What word is in there? Appetite. Yeah, so it helps to regulate your appetite. People get hungry because they're anxious. Under a lot of stress, you want to what? You want to eat. So it helps to increase thermogenesis. It helps to maintain a normal BMI, which we talked about. There's a low dosage of caffeine in there. Not enough to make you jittery or anything, because it's time released. But it has thermogenic effects, and it helps to ward off cravings and hunger during the day, and it's fat burning. This one is Relora Plus. This also helps to keep at bay the cravings that cause you to, binge or eat or snack all the time. And also it helps to maintain cortisol levels. Remember what I said, when cortisol goes up, what happens with fat? Fat storage, very good. You guys are great students. So it supports weight management. It helps to keep your mood balanced. So these are very, very effective. Remember, they're Thorne products, which means they're not made with any binders, fillers, or the stearic acid. And so what that means is that what goes into your body gets utilized and absorbed 100%. And if any of the supplements that you get from GNC or any of those other places have those binders and fillers in them, then you don't get what you're putting in your body. Yeah, you pass them out. So that's what the supplement package is tonight. Again, it's the Appestation, the Laura, the Complete Shake. This would offer you a 20% discount. It's almost the same as getting one for free. So the price on that is the 20% savings. You guys know, again, if you don't know, we only give discounts with this stuff on the night of the workshops. So we do this to incentivize you. If it's something that you're motivated with and you want to actually apply what you've learned, I would strongly recommend doing that, because it's something that will help you see the results a lot faster. It's synergistic. It multiplies the fat burning effect in your body. How many of you guys would agree you learned something important tonight?
Yes.
All of us?
Yes.
Okay, well, here's what I'm going to ask of you. If you would be kind enough, and we'll reward you too, I'm going to offer you a gift certificate, save you 25% off any supplement that you like up there. But people often go on the internet to look and see which doctors do what, if they're highly recommended or not. And I'm going to ask you guys if you can be an influence for good for our community. A lot of people don't know about who we are, what we do. How many doctors do you think in their community do this on a regular basis? No. We're committed to leaving a legacy, to leaving our community and our world in better shape than we found it. That's why we do this. We don't have to do it. We want to do it. I believe in you guys. I know that you can do great things for yourself in your life and be a light to lead others. You know, that's why we do this. So all I'm asking you to do is to plant a seed. Go online. Go to Google reviews. You could go on our website. Go on our website, on our landing page. It's plantation.elevationhealth.com. Or just go to the Elevation Health website and go click on my picture. And just go to Google reviews. Click on there, post your review. If you do that, we'll give you a gift certificate. You can save 25% off of any product if you want. Just to show you our appreciation for that. And so if you guys don't have that, just please write down the website. It's plantation.elevationhealth.com. Plantation.elevationhealth.com. All right, I want to close. I want to finish strong here. This is one of my favorite clips. I think you guys will be inspired.
When you're a competitive athlete, you learn very quickly how strong you are or how energetic you are, all of those things. But it could very well be that there's a lot of people who have an equally as good a body as you have, that performs just as well, that is as muscular, let's say bodybuilding, has exactly the same kind of proportions and all of those things. So the question really is what puts you over the top? It is the mind that really creates the body. It's the mind that makes you really work out for 4 or 5 hours a day. It is the mind that visualizes of what the body ought to look like as the finished product.
Hello everybody. For the last 2 years I've been doing exhibitions like this all over California in various institutions and prisons and hospitals and so on. And I've been having a great time, and it's a very satisfying thing for me to do, to spend one day every month to come to one of those places and to help the guys with their training and so on.
When I used to do seminars on how to become a champion, I would always ask people, why do you want to be a champion? Or what do you want to accomplish? Why are you training? And they will, if a guy would get up and he would say, well, I want to train because I think that if I get muscular and I feel like I'm getting the kind of definition, then I maybe can enter a bodybuilding competition. I said, sit down. I said, if you think this way, you're going to be a loser. You're never going to make it because there's no maybe. You've got to get up and say, I want to be a champion. And I do whatever it takes. The amount of hours it takes, the posing, the this, the that, the visualization, looking at training footage, looking at motivational books, reading this, reading, whatever it takes, I would do. That's the answer I want to have from you. You can detect right away those that are going to be shaky and that will fall behind and they will not go all the way, and those that are very hungry. And that hunger you have to develop because you have to create a goal for yourself, whatever that may be, a short-term goal and a long-term goal, and you got to go after that. And if you do not see it, and if you do not believe it, who else will? The body is very important, but the mind is more important than the body. We have to visualize what that body ought to look like in order to make it win, because that's what creates then the will that you need to go to the gym every day. The will that makes you go into the 4 steps, the will that makes you go beyond and you do your 500-pound reps in the squats and you can't do another rep and your body is shaking. It's the will that makes you go one more time down and struggle up one more time. And so it's all of this, so the mental aspect that motivates you and that makes the difference between you being in the gym full of joy and looking forward to doing that extra rep and looking forward to doing those extra 100 reps in the sit-ups and working past the pain barriers. That all is the mind. That's not the body. So this is why I think the body is very important, but the mind is more important than the body.
Say, I want to be a champion.
Yeah.
I want to be a champion. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to do whatever it takes. One more time. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to do whatever it takes.
I'm trying to.
You didn't see his partner there, Franco Colombo. You know what he was? He was a chiropractor. think Arnold working out that hard needed his back adjustment? Better believe it. Yeah. So one thing I forgot to mention was Joe, if you can raise your hand there. Joe, I didn't know he was going to be here tonight. It almost slipped my mind. Joe's our massage therapist. So if there's anything that he can do to help you, go over and talk to him. He does have some time to do what? Actually, we've got actually some free massages for those of you who are sitting in the lucky seat. If you lean forward under your chair, you may find one that looks like this, and there's a free massage for you for showing up tonight and playing at 1,000%. You want to take that, give it to Joe to redeem your free massage. If you need any of the supplements and resources, go over there. Don't forget, next month, we've got our anti-aging and detox, and that's Thursday, 11th. All right, guys, love and appreciate it.